Becoming Masters. September 16, 2014. I appear to have received this message on June 12, 14, but I do not see it posted anywhere, so I am posting it today. Dear Arcturians, I felt your consciousness and stopped what I was doing to receive your message. For some reason I was inclined to see the numerology for today and found it as a 7th day. I am ready to receive your message. Our dearest Suziel, we did indeed wish to contact you in this now. We wish to begin with a private message, which you can rewrite for others to receive. Of course there are no others, as there truly is no separation between you and what on earth is known as others. Others is a term that denotes that people or things are separate from you, which is not correct. More and more within your now, this fact will become evident. We wish to tell you that many changes are occurring on the inner levels of our grounded ones, meaning humanity. Those who are allowing their consciousness to expand beyond the illusion of time will feel these changes on a daily basis. However, those who are still bound to time, you will likely feel the changes in what they would call later. Since there is no time, there is no later, except for within your third-dimensional holographic projection. This holographic projection is beginning to morph and change because so many inhabitants of the hologram are beginning to expand their consciousness beyond the confines of the holographic reality. Because of this expansion of consciousness, many of our way team are beginning to experience another reality, which is based on truth. This new reality is not new as it is infinite. It is infinite because it resonates beyond the confines of time and space. We have talked much about the real world beyond the hologram many times, but there is something that we have not shared. We have hinted at what we are about to share many times, but it was not yet the now for it to occur. The now meaning that you, and many of those with whom you share our messages, could not yet conceive of what we are about to say. This will not be shocking news, as we have said this message many times. The difference is that in the now more of humanity will be able to understand the core of this message rather than just the message's lower emanation. As we have said on myriad occasions, the reality you perceive is the reality that you live. What is occurring now is that there is a beautiful harvest of light. If you could see your world from our perspective, you would witness a beautiful light show much as those you might have seen at a concert. We perceive Gaia's Earth as a living being with different patches of light and darkness. For many eons, Gaia's body was primarily in darkness with timelines of light that were eventually snuffed out by the encroaching darkness. What we are seeing now is that there is a growing patches of light that are unconditionally loving the myriad patches of darkness free from their bondage. These patches of darkness, which are increasingly growing smaller, are slowing, or quickly, being transmuted into light. As our awakened ones are aware, the darkness of fear can only be transmuted with the light of unconditional love. The forces of darkness have continued their fear campaigns with as many fearful confrontations as they can. However, there is a growing majority of humanity that are refusing to participate in that illusion. Since third-dimensional Earth is a hologram, everyone, including animals and all of Gaia's creatures, have the ability to participate in altering this hologram. You are all programmers of Gaia's hologram. During the long Kali Yuga, Earth was furthest from the golden age of direct light from the multiverse. Hence, darkness was the programmer. However, now you are in the golden age in which you are in direct alignment with the light of the multiverse. Therefore, you all, that is every creature on Earth, have access to this higher frequency of light should they choose to accept it. Before you were within the golden age you needed to seek out the light, which was often hidden in the darkness. In your now of 2014 and beyond, you have been in direct alignment with this flow of infinite light for over 2 of your years. We say to you, dear humans who have lived many years in the darkest times of the Kali Yuga, that 2 years are not very long in your time. However, the first thing that this light streaming from the one of the multiverse is doing is releasing the illusion of time. You will all cling to the illusion of time for as long as possible. After all, Time has become a habit to which you have structured your life for many incarnations. However, we observe that many of you are beginning to release the illusion of time and float into your fifth dimension and beyond. We also see how dangerous this can be to your earth vessel. If you are to float beyond time while driving a car, crossing the street or cooking at your stove, you could harm your earth vessel. Therefore, we suggest that you put aside certain times in your day in which you can place your earth vessel safely in a chair and allow yourself to visit your true, fifth-dimensional home. This is much like giving a child his or her playtime, so that the child can be patient during times of third-dimensional obligations and activities. To our perspective, you all appear much as racehorses waiting in the gate for the bell to sound so that they can run as fast as you can. You all want to run home as fast as possible, but your mother planet Gaia needs your growing light so that she can return home too. We know that we are asking a lot of you. However, if one is on the cusp of personal ascension, it is because they have mastered much of their physical life. Therefore, they are often quite happy with their life. Remember, our dear ones, that ascension is not an escape. Ascension is the mission that you volunteered for before you took this incarnation. Of course, not all of humanity volunteered for this mission, but if you find yourself reading this message, you are likely among those volunteers. It is a vital component of your ascension process that you remember that you are the creator of your reality. Therefore, you programmed everything that occurs in your holographic reality. We feel your collective resistance to this part of our message, but we remind you that you also programmed myriad parallel and alternate realities. Therefore, there are always options to every occurrence in your life. From your perspective, death is a tragedy that creates great sorrow and loss. Conversely, from the perspective of your multidimensional self, who programmed your 3D life, death is a means to log out from the hologram. Also, facing death, it is a deep initiation that forces you to look deeply into your life to determine what is really important and what is just a third-dimensional distraction from your mission. In fact, many of you have programmed into your holographic life that if you become too distracted from your true reason for incarnation, that you will reset your program by having a near-death experience or an actual death experience. The third dimension teaches you that death is your enemy, and you must be the strongest ones to survive. That message primarily occurs in the patches of darkness that are ruled by fear. When that timeline, area and/or population evolves into a higher frequency of consciousness, they begin to realize that third-dimensional life is the illusion and the life they wish to experience is actually in the higher dimensions of reality. As more and more of you become masters of your energy field, you are remembering that you have control of your emotions and thoughts. Thus, it is you that is creating your life. While one is trapped in the areas of darkness, it is very difficult to come to that conclusion. Hence, once you regain mastery of your energy field, you remember that you have taken an earth vessel to assist dear Gaia with her ascension. While in the third-dimensional holographic projection, it is easy to believe that only humans are important and the myriad other life forms that share your planet are far beneath you. However, once you become master of your energy, you realize that the planet is alive and all life is of equal importance. The truth is that Earth could easily survive, and in fact prosper much better, if all humanity would leave. However, without the insignificant insects, the entire ecosystem for Gaia's planet could collapse. It is important for our human ones to remember that they are not in any manner better than any other component of Gaia's immense ecosystem. We are sure that those reading this message are aware that humanity has caused great harm to their home planet and have brought Gaia to the verge of destruction on more occasions than your limited history reveals. Dear human expressions of your great multidimensional self, walk softly on the body of your mother. Send her your unconditional love with your every breath. Remember that your current physical incarnation, which appears so important to you, is a mere fraction of yourself and less than a millisecond of Gaia's time. As you move beyond the limitations of that illusion of time, you also move beyond the illusions that you have held as truths for myriad incarnations. When you become aware of the truth of what is occurring around you, it is a great temptation to feel fear, anger, sorrow or judgment. But, these feelings lower your frequency to the state of consciousness in which you actually contribute your own energy to the very fear, anger, sorrow and judgment that you disdain in others. Remember that you are calibrating your perceptions, and thus your experiences, to the versions of reality that resonate to your state of consciousness. Ascension occurs within your consciousness and expands far beyond your earth vessel. As you continue your ascension process, you will move out of alignment with the third-dimensional holographic projection of Earth, and into alignment with Gaia's true planetary self in the fifth dimension and beyond. Ascension does not make you a saint. Ascension merely means that you have returned your consciousness to the frequencies of your multidimensional self, which resonates above the illusions of the third-fourth dimensional realities. What is so very different in your present timeline, for which you have prepared for in many incarnations, is that the third-fourth dimensional holographic projection of Earth is closing. Gaia and all her inhabitants are returning to their true multidimensional self. Those who wish to take on a physical form to study at a planetary school of cause and effect will need to log into a different planet. Those humans who do not feel complete with their lessons of cause and effect will simply shift from Gaia's holographic projection to another planetary holographic projection to complete their education. There is not judgment by an outer source, as the concept of outer sources is a third-dimensional illusion. In fact, the concept of judgment is also a third-dimensional illusion. While one is still feeling trapped in third-dimensional illusion, they will not be able to understand this message. However, if the egg that has encased their embryo self is cracking, and they are emerging as their true multidimensional self, they will know that our message is real. The act of cracking the egg will open the window of their mind to allow the ever-expanding light of the One to shine into their consciousness. In closing, we remind you to withdraw all attention from that which you do not want to manifest, while you recognize and send gratitude to the everyday miracles that are increasingly blessing your life. Blessing be to our ascending ones. We will keep the light on while we await your return. The Arcturians. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. www.suzanneleephd.blogspot.com